doing, guys? Big Ears Amp here. Before you watch this video, go check out my montage clips on my YouTube channel. These are my qualifications, my certifications to be able to speak to you on this topic of PvP in New World. I hope you enjoy this video and it helps you a lot. Be sure to like and subscribe for future content because there's going to be way more of this kind of things in the near future. So I noticed there's not actually that much content on YouTube in regards to PvP commentary and being able to walk through situations and teach people, especially beginners that are going to be coming to this game, New World, about their thought processes behind why they do what they do. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a video for you guys towards the end of this, but I just want to go through some key steps and some key thought processes of mine, which I think if I let you guys know, it's going to help you out a lot. So, you know, when you're ready to come into New World and you want to get stuck into PvP, if you haven't had much access to the closed or open beta, I feel like these steps are really going to help you to get into the mind of someone that has got a lot of experience in PvP. I've got 300 hours across both the betas, 200 hours on the closed, 100 hours on the open, where I spent probably about 95% of the time flagged up. And that was when I was playing by myself, playing with my brother. So I do have quite a bit of experience in regards to doing PvP in the open world. So the first big step for me, or advice for you guys, would be knowledge, right? Get some knowledge about the game, know what your skills do, and learn their cooldowns. Hand in hand with that, know what your enemy's skills do and roughly how quickly they can use them as well. You know, that's such a big thing, and it always comes down to maybe you need to position yourself a little bit better because you know a skill's coming off cooldown. Being aware of that bottom right hand section, right, of your skills and keeping your peripheral vision or just glancing down every now and then is going to help you a lot in figuring out how to best go about the fight. Have some awareness about you. Notice things like the enemy's weapons, their armor. Track their skills, especially their mobility skills, right? Keep an eye on those, because if they can't escape from you and you've saved up some skills for that right time, well, you're going to be able to crush them, or at least get a significant amount of damage out. The next one is positioning. Not just about where you're positioned, but also where are your enemy's position. What angles do they have? If I'm running this way away from them or towards someone, am I lining up for the other person? Am I making their shot easier? When should I be dodging? All this kind of stuff. Where should I be positioning myself? There's some bushes there. Can I use those? All this kind of stuff, using the terrain to your advantage is key. It's probably the most important thing when doing PvP. Trying to position yourself to make your enemies turn is such a big thing in PvP, and you'll see me do it in some clips ahead. Know your limits. Don't overextend or commit. You know, too many times do I see people, and I'm guilty of this myself, someone could be on a third HP or a quarter, and you just go in. But as you're about to go in on this person, you've literally watched them hit berserk. They're a hatchet. You've been doing good damage to them, which tells you that they probably haven't got much con. They're a light warrior user and light armor user, so they're going to be hitting quite hard. So more than likely they're strength stacked. Now, I've just gone and gap closed on someone. I don't have any other maneuverability skills. I've just used my stamina to roll up to this person, and they're going to get about 3 to 4 just free hits on me with a hatchet, because it's a little bit broken. It's in terms of its like auto attack and how much it lunges forward and then also just sticks to you, even if you're, you know, potentially they're not even turning towards you, it just still stays on you. So don't do that. Don't overcommit on those fights. Be smart about it. Don't rush the last hit unless you really have to. Gauge their damage, gauge their armor, and then that's going to determine how you go about the fight. The next big one is movement. So rolling or dodging, when you should, when you shouldn't, and the stamina system. For those that don't know, the stamina system actually got swapped. So it got flipped on its head in closed beta. If you used all your stamina, so you rolled multiple times and you depleted it, it would charge back. It would charge up a lot quicker. So you'd regain stamina a lot quicker. In the open beta, they basically made it so if you still had a little bit of stamina left and you didn't fully deplete it, well, then you were getting the benefit of that stamina recharging quicker. If you depleted it, it would be slower. So this actually made, I believe, the PvP a lot better. It didn't just come down to constantly like roll spamming. It actually made it a lot harder. And something that I noticed in open beta that I do way too much of, and it's probably a bad habit from closed beta, is I roll to gap close. I roll, you know, probably in one-on-ones or 2v1s excessively. But in those 1vx's where you're versing 3, 4, 5 people, or multiple people, multiple range weapons, rolling such an important thing. So the more the merrier, in a sense. If you can tee that up with some of your mobility skills as well, that's how you're going to come, that's how you're going to be able to dodge the most amount of damage and still be able to be in the fight, because it only takes you getting one kill or getting enough damage for people to realize to back off. You know, people get scared. So you've just got to try hold in the fight as long as possible to be able to do that kind of damage. I would, you know, don't you just use your rolls to gap close. Roll once, engage what they're going to do. You'll get regaining a little bit of stam. The stamina system, if you use a roll, it's 50 stamina. But if you've gained 2 stamina in between those 2 rolls, well, you can actually get a third roll off before you fully deplete. So you could have 52 stamina, use a roll, you've got enough to be able to do another roll. So that's how the system works. So don't just double roll. In 1v1s and stuff, I'm guilty of it massively. And I've seen that I've noticed and that I need to fix in my game. So I just thought I'd let you guys know about it as well. The next big one is thinking ahead. Plan your plays. Figure out, okay, they've got this weapon, they've got a spear, so he's more than likely going to sweep, followed up by a stab, or he's going to do like a vault kick. You know, I'm going to wait until he does this, or I can read it before I do this. You know, don't just blow your skills off straight away. Try to plan them so you're catching him at the end of an animation, between his dodges and his rolling. You know, it makes it for an easier target. Plan like that. Start to think in this process. Okay, watch these PvP gameplay footage and stuff like that, and put yourself in their situation and figure out, okay, what would I do here, kind of deal. You know, pause it, have a look at it, study it. Last but not least is actually aim. Aim is one of those things you either have it or you don't. If you don't have it, well, you're going to have to practice it to get it. So I wouldn't say, like I said in one of my last videos, I wouldn't be going for those high risk, high reward weapons. Even for someone like myself, who I consider myself a good player, experienced in PvP, played FPS as most of my life, you know, I still miss shots, and sometimes it's the most easy shots that you miss, you know, especially in a game which allows for dodging to negate any kind of damage. Even if you hit those shots, you still might not hit them. Just be aware of that, be cautious of that. Maybe it means that you need to PvE first. Treat every PvE fight that you come into with a mob like it's an enemy, you know, not so much holding down block, attack, block. Maybe treat it like that, and that's what I do as well. I like to not even use block. I use dodges, I use skills in between, you know, kind of that way. You could probably practice a lot, aiming for headshots with range weapons, things like this. Just that would be my advice on how to get through that. Anyway, guys, let's go into some gameplay so I can quickly talk you through exactly how and why I do what I do. Okay, guys, so this is the awareness that I'm talking about. This guy here, backing up for no reason, he's just come out of the portal, you know, so I'm instantly thinking, okay, he's more than likely going to be flagged. I've already noticed that he's got a sword and shield and a musket. Me, I'm still probably like thinking, okay, he's still got, you know, 15 seconds before he can PvP. So I was just going to run to the portal anyway, but then this happens. So instantly I see him moving towards me. He's got a shield, so I know that he's going to have shield bash, which is a charge skill with the shield, and it stuns for quite a long time. I can also see now that he's got a musket, so I'm going to double roll here to make sure that I get enough distance away from him in case he does use that skill, which he doesn't. So lucky for me, now I've already started to pull out my bow because I know that I've created some distance. I'm going to do what I always think, or always start a fight with. I'm going to do penetrating shot followed by potentially an evade shot or a poison shot. I'll just have to gauge and see what he does. So this guy's either a very good player or he's just scared and lucky, right? Because he's just blocked both my skill abilities by holding down a shield. It's diminished his stamina by a fair bit, but that's all right. So I see here that he's used the skill. So instantly he's rolled towards me, used the skill, stamina's low. So I'm going to actually do what I think is one of the best things in doing, in positioning yourself in these kinds of fights, is to get behind the person, forcing them to completely turn around, try to figure out where you are again. You've either created space, it makes them think in the back of their mind, what's he doing behind me kind of deal. Instantly there, you can see, done it successfully. I've now got room. I know that he's used a couple of his skills, and he's just left click spamming. So I'm going to go in with a riposte. Hit me with Whirling Blade, but at this point, I'm looking at the HPs going, okay, he's more than half. He's hit me once. Like, that's it. But I have noticed that there have been some shots coming towards me. So now it makes me realize that there's more people in this fight, and of course it's Syndicate. Going in with a heavy attack to help break that stamina down, get behind him slightly, and there we go. But now I'm at half HP, so I don't know where this person is. I'm going to double roll array and have a look back. Again, open with my opening that I like to use on bow, and I've seen a arrow come from my left. Again, that awareness stuff that I'm talking about, guys. Arrow coming from my left. I'm going to turn. I haven't got any skills right now, so I've been keeping an eye on this down here. Right, my bottom right section. So I knew that poison shot was coming up. So I'm going to be able to hit him there. I also can see with that glance down there that I'm going to have Fletch up soon. Unfortunate that the blizzard hits me, but here we go. So right now I know that there's two people attacking me. There's the Ice Gauntlet and there's this guy with the bow. So position wise, one's directly behind me, one's over to my right somewhere. To make sure that I hit the right target when I do this skill right here, I'm going to aim between the two, and then as I'm going to make that split decision to see who's actually the bigger threat and who's closer. So you'll see me do that here. I'm going to aim between the two, snap directly behind me, and then gauge it from there. And as you can see, Ice Gauntlet guy was closer. So now I've got two level 16s and a level 20 on me. I am myself level 20, so this is where it's going to get fun. Do a lot of damage on this guy thinking he's going to back off. He doesn't. He pushes forward. Now right here is very unfortunate on my behalf. I think he's going to attack with the Ice Gauntlet or potentially use a skill, so I use Riposte. But one of these archers hit me from the side, so it automatically puts me into that animation, and I'm attacking the ice tomb. So that's because I left clicked after the riposte, which does a quick little combination. So it's unfortunate. My HP is completely dropped. I've now got one guy that's still half HP, but the other two are almost certainly. The first guy is healed up as well. I'm going to use these trees and these bushes as cover because I know most of them are trying to range me right now. So I get to here. I'm going to use this thing as cover. I've got poison on me, yes, but it's only direct damage that stops the healing process. This guy's pushing forward. He's got half. Now, right now, my pot is off cooldown. I could use a pot, but I know that if I let this guy get around this tree, he's more than likely going to be causing a lot of damage, or he's going to have blizzard up again, or something like this is going to happen. So I'm just going to try dish out as much damage to him as possible. Hopefully I get it down, which then will relieve some pressure, maybe cause the other guys to think about pushing me. Or so now pot goes down, food goes down, I'm getting back HP. I know I've got a little bit of a distance, so I'm just going to snipe up a bit. Now watch this mistake. Watch what I do. I see him coming towards me. I see him use a skill. He gets grit. He goes white. I'm instantly thinking that he's going to shield bash me. This is about the distance that he would need to be able to hit it. I'm going to be stunned, so I use riposte here. As you can see, I riposte the arrow from the enemy archer, which basically causes me to go through my whole animation. Now this guy's right in my face. Because I was able to already see down here that I have Fletch, right, I'm thinking this is a bad situation. If he actually does have a stun, it would probably be a lot worse, but able to get a quick stab on him after the riposte, and then being able to fletch through him. Now you'll see me only do one roll here, lead in with a heavy attack. Extremely lucky this guy. Don't know how that didn't hit, but he was able to dodge backwards. So, but that gave me enough distance to be able to use my skills. Bit of shit talking here. I stupidly used my rolls poorly. That's definitely my fault, and he was just able to run away without even having to roll. So this is what I'm talking about, the rolling. It's just a habit of mine that I need to definitely rework out. But now the thing about it is he's running away from me on a 3rd HP. I see that my poison shot's nearly up. There it is. And then I'm going to go in with Fletch. And now I can see he's got no stamina, so I'm just going to sit on him. Mr. Ice Gauntlet is back. The archer on the left is there. I'm going to try get as much damage on him as possible, or at least try scare him while this guy's in Ice Tome. And then he comes out. We see a skill go off there. So I know he's used Ice Tome. I know he's used this skill. He's probably only got one more. And there it is. That's just purely experience. Riposting a blizzard is possible. And I was just lucky enough to be able to do it in the back. He's now got his back completely turned to me. I'm on full HP. He's on a 3rd. I can't even roll if I wanted to. But I can use evade, which is this skill down here, but I really don't need to. Anyway guys, I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. There's going to be more videos like this, more commentary PvP coming up in the near future. I've also got the montages of me and Weesey just absolutely wrecking some kids, and then also some thoughts about the best weapon choices and selection and armor for you coming into New World on the 28th. I'm also going to be streaming in the near future. Just dropped a whole bunch of money on an absolute beast of a computer, so I'm really excited about doing that. And I hope that you guys can become part of that community where we help each other grow and just get better at the game. Here's a final clip of me absolutely wiping the floor with the level 31, someone that's 7 levels above me. I hope that you enjoy it, putting all these things into practice that we talked about, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks guys. Oh, he's so fucking bad. Get down, boy.